Hello everyone, welcome to the Bronze Championship. This is the French Grand Prix. We are half distance now for gold and silver, and we'll be at half distance then for bronze at the end of tonight's proceedings as well. And this will be the last time that we're racing around Paul Ricard then for the foreseeable future. Sadly or not sadly, I'm in two minds to be honest, because I think league racing around here has been pretty boo. Not sure about watching the actual racing around here, but league race has been fantastic, hasn't it? But yes, welcome to the scene of bronze here tonight. Welcome to the French Grand Prix. And of course, that's a cool build-up, wasn't it? I love that. Anyway, let's go through the drivers and the constructor, shall we? Well, before we do so, let's just give you a quick roundup of what has happened in the championships over the past 2 days, shall we? Of course, the joint constructors has had the joint constructors, the gap between AlphaTauri and the Aston Martin, it's actually whittled down by 4 points over the last two nights. So the gap is now 133 points separates the AlphaTauri and Aston Martin. So pretty impressive stuff as well. McLaren have jumped up quite considerably thanks to the impressive performance of Sunday night, and with both Marquis and Boxtel scoring some major points. I think they scored 37, didn't they, on Sunday, which means that they're now in a whisker of the constructors lead in the gold championship as well. So McLaren are very much on and up, aren't they? And they are doing really well in the joint constructors. However, I must say, first position seems to be out of bounds for a lot of teams in the joint constructors, but it's never over till it's over. And of course, we will be officially halfway through the joint constructor championships tomorrow night as well, because I think we're in Hungary, haven't we? The Dust Bowl tomorrow night. So it's our last stop here in France, and for the last 3 days, it's been an absolute incredible couple of races. I've really enjoyed it indeed. And of course, silver as well. But yeah, talking of gold, very good stuff indeed. That is that Mr. Rage has moved up into 8th position, and Markey has moved up to 10th in the championship. Pretty impressive stuff indeed. And also the Alpine have jumped up to 6th in the constructors for gold. In silver, Fat and Joe is now only 46 points behind Nigel in the battle for the championship. Nigel is also missing next week as well, of course. So Fat Joe needs to whittle that points gap down even further. AlphaTauri are 106 points in front of Aston Martin in the constructors championship as well. Big movers from last night. I don't think there was many big movers, to be honest. Was Equals jumping down to third position after having to start from the back of the field. Casal is on fine. Vettel in silver. I must say he has jumped up to 16th position now. He's really flying. Now let's get to tonight's proceedings. Let's get to bronze. We've got 3 cars out on circuit mode, albeit one of them is not moving, unfortunately. And who is that? That's Tip Top, who unfortunately is not feeling too tip top there, is he? As he has had to have an issues there on the opening corner there. Of course, Champions League on tonight as well, isn't it? So I'll be keeping an eye on Liverpool and Real Madrid, or should I say Dan Murphy will be keeping an eye on Real Madrid for me. Well, not Real Madrid, I hope, not more Liverpool, but however, I am kind of concerned about that, so that's why, luckily, I am going to enjoy this broadcast. Hello to you, Gordo. Unfortunately, can't stay to watch, but good luck tonight, everyone. Gordo, who's struggled in silver since returning to a full-time seat, but hats off to Gordo. It is very tough to. Gordo's in a very tough position, but I do feel that Gordo is definitely. Remember, he is a multiple podium sitter in ALRs. He is a very. He's one of the young talents of ALR as well, as Gordo is. So hopefully he can get himself some points before the end of the season. But I'm sure that he'll be thinking about more season 9 potential for Gordo, and just trying to get himself intertwined with these Formula 1 machines of 2022 and beyond. Evening, Shawnee, and all. Good evening to you, Steers Busher. Kaz, good luck, George. Good luck to you, Kaz. Dry, Sean, or maybe not then. Farf saying Liverpool's going to lose then, which is very harsh there for Farf. As he has joined us in the comment section tonight, so I've got to make sure I'm on my best behaviour. So Gino then, who is on a very fine vessel as well, isn't he? Let's go for the drivers and the constructor, shall we, for bronze, whilst Gino, I think he won last time, didn't he? Goodness gracious me. It's 2 weeks ago since our last race in bronze, so I need to au fait myself with what happened, but let's au fait ourselves with the championship. Diamond Dan leads the way, 16 points in front of Jinner, who is now up to second, and great stuff indeed. Bro in third position. Bob is in fourth. However, Bob has decided to left the driver's lounge, or the paddock, so to speak. Then, so we're not sure if Bob's going to continue with us, which is unfortunate. So he is up in the air at the moment for the Mercedes team. New Potato is here. So I was going to say he wasn't here, but he is here tonight. He's in fifth position. Echo in sixth. Serious Russian seventh, with Marsky 8th, Sickers Muck in ninth, and TK in 10th position. And in the constructors, Alpine leads on 102 points in front of Ferrari. Alpha Tower in third position. Alfa Romeo in fourth. Red Bull fifth. The Haas team are on the same points as the Red Bull. Mercedes are in seventh. Williams 8th. Aston Martin 9th, and McLaren completes the top 10. And here comes Jinner coming around the final turn. And let's see what Jinner can do then in the Alpine. And of course, Alpine have been the measuring stick of bronze only this season, and Jinner has gone fast. Jinner hoping for another pole position. Another pole position. Surprisingly, he has had 3 wins, so he's got the most wins out of anyone in this championship at the moment. And Echo is second fastest, the 2 tenths of second off it. Echo is in a fine run of form now. I think he was kind of gutted that lovely album as well, but Echo was kind of disappointed that we had a bit of a break, didn't we, after the Austrian Grand Prix, because he has been in fine form, hasn't he? He got a podium last time out as well, after starting from the back of the field, after all the drivers in the paddock voted for him to start the back of the field. And Farfar is definitely keeping tabs on me tonight, as of course with the cat away, the voice shall play. Then of course the boss Nolsey is not is of course still in Switzerland, I think, having a lush time, I'm sure of it, and I'm hoping he's enjoying himself as well. We've got Vintage going very fast in the Williams car. He's missed a couple of races. I think Vintage has, but it's great to see him back in the saddle for the Williams team as well, because I think Williams do need Vintage's Vintage's scoring run, doesn't he? Only 17 drivers tonight. It was meant to have 18, but Bob is left stage left, unfortunately. TK has gone purple in the second split time. Can TK get some big points tonight for the Haas team? Is lovely. Look at that. That's cracking helmet design. I like that. A bit of I need a bit of warm here in this gadget mode. Someone has forgot to put the heat on, and also I'm also trying to tighten me belt braces as well, but or purse strings, isn't it? I suppose. Yes. So because his bit his cold here, Brooks going up to third fast. I said Brooks did look quite quick in Austria, didn't he? But I don't think he got much to show for it. I thought he did want the sprint, I believe, if I remember rightly, but unfortunately he raced himself didn't go too well. But TK, look at not great, he's not following the racing line now, and of course he's 4 tenths for second. Brilliant stuff indeed there for TK. He was on pole position last time out for the Austrian sprint then. So can TK get his second pole position in a row, and I think that'll be his third pole position of the season. Nope, it'll be his 4th pole position of the season for the Haas team. Good, I think, for them, wouldn't it? Diamond Dan, the championship leader, very unhappy. Diamond Dan was, of course, he's been involved in a lot of first corner skirmishes this season. Diamond Dan has in the Ferrari. He would like a clean pair of heels, really, won't he, to hopefully just have a race where he does it, where he's not involved in any shenanigans. I think that has to be the target for the Ferrari team and for the Ferrari driver. Swan Shanks, who got a very fine 4th position as well, that's about, and doubled it as accounts as well. So I think he was very happy with that. 5 points, and Swan Shanks is currently 6th fastest in the Alfa Romeo, as Alfa Romeo are quite high up in the Constructors' Championship, and hopefully Swan Shanks can then start to help out his teammate Echo then. But I think Swan Shanks was thrown in the deep end, wasn't he, as he is a late substitute for the Alfa Romeo team, as I think it was Collins. Alfa Romeo, wasn't he? But unfortunately he decided he didn't want to race then. Duncan Dave, who is just coming out of turn 11, I believe. New Potatoes down the back straight. We're going to stick with Duncan Dave for the minute. Got my new wheel today, but not using it until next season. If I drive next season, it's going to be a serious mushrooms, put us on the edge of our seats then, whether he will be driving next season. Hopefully he is for season 9, and I'm hoping he is for season 10 as well, to be honest with you. It's been that's like 2 seasons time. I'd like to think that the ALR will do something quite special for season 10, and if we do make it to season 10, of course, we'd like to have all of our classic drivers for season 10 as well, but of course that's 2 seasons time. Duncan Dave has gone 7th fastest out of the 8 that have qualified so far, or 8 that have put a time on the board. I think he'll be hoping for a bit more pace than that. Here comes New Potato into into the final turn. 15 turns around this circuit, and of course I don't think poor Ricard is going to live long in the memory for some drivers there as it is going to be leaving the calendar at the end of the season. Of course, we are expecting 23 races for next season, I would hazard a guess then. Of course, we've got 24 this season, haven't we, in bronze, silver and gold. The longest ever season in ALR history with 24 races this season. We will only be at half distance at the end of tonight. About 9 o'clock tonight, we'll be at half distance in the World Championship. It is a long old slog this season is, and Kaz always has a feel for it, so he's absolutely fantastic. It is a long old slog this season. It's definitely the longest season in bronze as well. So bronze has had some long and then short seasons, haven't they? We've had some sprint seasons as well as some long seasons. This is definitely the longest one as well for bronze. Kaz has gone 10 fastest. I don't think that's going to be his best time on the board, because I think he's made a mistake somewhere, as he is about 12 seconds off the pace of his teammate, which I do not believe is Kaz's common pace. Serious pressure installs out, not feeling the need to qualify. There is, I must say that this track, yes, we have a long back straight there with 2 DRS zones around here, but it is can be quite a DRS train, this one, can it? As we are expected dry. I'm quite surprised by that. We haven't had a wet races this week, which I absolutely would have lost my house if I was a better man, which luckily I'm not. Albeit the Cheltenham Gold Cup starts today, a couple of weeks, doesn't it? Which would be interesting. I must have known about that. I used to find I used to have a look for the most silliest of horse names and bet on them. Used to do the sweepstake in the old work. Then, of course, with remote work these days, you don't really get many sweepstakes, do you? Coming down the back straight now is Cameron Barber. He has very much been earning his stripes, hasn't he? Cameron Barber has this week. He did struggle last night. He openly admitted that he struggled then and just struggled with setup. He has struggled with setup and just the this circuit in general for Barber. But silver is quite a competitive championship as well as gold as well. But I must admit, I think this man has done a very good job over the week, hasn't he? Very much keeping on it. So good stuff indeed then. Reserves tonight we have Sloppy Seconds. We also have Vessier also making a reserve appearance tonight as well. So good stuff to both those drivers. Sloppy Seconds, very interesting name there for Sloppy Seconds currently. Next season's only in July. I know, we're already in February already. Goodness gracious me, on the end of February, coming to March soon, which means it's also F1 testing on Thursday, isn't it? I cannot wait to see the new cars out there, albeit a lot of them are in black, mainly because of the weight restrictions, or we're trying to get to the minimum weight, which I hope next season that they can eradicate that, but I'm hoping that the teams will sort that out amongst themselves rather than have a rule, because I think that the more that they discover about these cars, I feel that the more that they can worry about the weight, and we can have a bit more colourful cars. And as much as I do like the black, especially the black Mercedes, I would prefer a bit more. Just watching the Scuderia Ferrari of Dynamo Dan. As I mentioned, he's had a he's leading the championship. I can't believe what I'm saying. He's had a difficult season, albeit he is leading the championship, but he has been involved in some shenanigans on the yeah, but might not survive. You and me both, Serious Basham, I must say. As me and Serious Basham tick on our lives too with middle age. It does get harder and harder getting out of bed in the morning, I must say. This morning was quite hard, and it was only Tuesday, unfortunately. So yes, I'm expecting. I have, but I must admit, I have earned my chocolate bar this week, as I'm commentating on all four championships, which is very unfortunate for you guys at home. But we'd like to bring in the action as much as possible, and I'm sure Knowles would love to have commentated from Switzerland, but I don't think he'd like to have taken all his setup with it, because Knowles is quite a he's a very professional man when he does his commentary and streaming in the podcasts and stuff, and it's something that I'm not. I'm anything but professional, mainly more often than not, mainly because I'm talking about either my lunch or moaning about my gas bill. Out of the final turn for Barber, coming up to the line as well, and across the line, he's looking very competitive, like Barber is, and he's improving again. He's found a second in that AlphaTauri. And of course, AlphaTauri, I don't think he's got either there. Hasn't got Marschiolian man pro tonight, so it's the super subs of Barbara and Sloppy Seconds who will be flying the flag tonight. Then we are in only one qualifying session for bronze, of course, like silver, as we have single qualifying of 18 minutes. Well, we've only got 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. New Potatoes currently on pole position. We are expected to get very lively towards the end of this one. It normally does in silver, doesn't it? I'm going to take a look at Swanshanks. He's invalidated as well. This track can be a bit brutal for the OD invalidations. Part of the show tonight, Bronze Smithy Almighty is saying, I don't think he wants too much from a show, that Smithy Almighty doesn't, since he would like to probably go to bed early for once on time on Tuesday night set. Sickers Monk has left the session then. That's not good for Sickers Monk. Then across the line comes Vintage. It's found that's his outlap though, so now he's going for a quick one now. He's done 3 laps on these soft compound tyres, so he's not going to have the very grippiest of grip there. And the Williams, but Vintage there is going to attack the track like he has, and so good stuff. And here comes New Potato, who's unfortunately attacked the track too much and invalidated his time, so he's going to have to go around again then. 2 hours tomorrow, Sean. You're going to need that sugar. I will indeed. I've converted to Pepsi Max this week, which I probably shouldn't have done because it's got 0 sugar on the Pepsi Max. To be fair, I don't really read much of what's on the outside of the packaging of my food and drink because it does the prices you, doesn't it? So I just like to shovel it in me goal there. And coming across the line is Echo, and he's going to start his lap as well. Remember, from last on the grid there, third last week then in Austria. Very impressive stuff indeed. Then might go for a sneaky pancake while I'm waiting. Very good point, Swanshanks. Yes. Yes, indeed, that it is Pancake Day, which I have actually delayed my Pancake Day until Saturday. Because, unfortunately, I'm working late on Thursday, otherwise I would have had it on Thursday. Tomorrow night is my nephew's birthday, and also I got 100%. Oh, New Potato, then greedy on the curb, and he has spun the car. He's got 0.2 seconds gap between himself and TK at this moment for the fight for pole position for New Potato. However, that is not in the script then for Nude, and that potentially is going to add more pressure then for New Potato. We'll find out how that plays out then with just under 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I forgot, I didn't actually look what the time was there, which is shocking. There it is, 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session, but that is not ideal at all. Jenner is 400 second up in the first split time. Echo is 10 for a second down in the second split time, I think that was there. We've got an Aston Martin just in front of us here. He's just getting offline now. That's a very good awareness there from the Aston Martin. Yes, but happy Pancake Day as well. I hope you've all had your pancakes before starting this race. I hope you all are having, you enjoyed your pancakes whilst watching the football, and also whilst 6 months back in the second, fantastic stuff. Or whilst watching the stream as well. And Tomo has got 400 second up in the first sector time. He's gone he's very much hugging the inside curve there. Very much don't put weight on it. Don't put weight on Swanee. It will get in the way. Laugh out loud. Swanshanks in 7th at the moment. I think the Swanshanks will very much be on the up after that impressive performance in Austria 2 weeks ago. I've got to say, I do find it very difficult with all these breaks. This is the longest ALR season in terms of races, and also in terms of what is covered over the year or over the months, kind of thing. Jenner has gone fast, second fast, I should say, for 100 for a second in front of TK, who has emerged out of the garage in the Haas car. He's about halfway around the circuit now and about to prep his lap. Brooksy is on a lap now. Tomo Tip Top was on a lap, but he's abandoned it there. And Kaz also on a lap. He's run 3 times a second, Kaz. That's in the second split. That's a very good time indeed there for Kaz. From Kaz, and he's getting very greedy on that on the old curve there. Of course, Kaz, one of my highlights of the season. Well, no, it was a highlight, but then it turned into a nightmare for me personally. And for Kaz as well, because he was on course for a podium in Miami, but he went for it all, didn't he? He went for broke, tried to pass. I can't remember who was trying to pass, but he cost himself a podium there, didn't he, for Kaz? But of course, you have to admire the man, don't you? Because he's a racer, isn't he? He doesn't want to settle for third. He wanted to go for the win or second position, didn't he? So yes, you do have to admire that. Oh no, he has spun the car, and that's the commentator's curse for you. I apologise profusely, Kaz. Let's spare him his blushes, and let's find a driver who's on a lap then. Brooksy is on a lap. It's the the sky's got very overcast there. We have been informed it is dry from Cirrus Mushroom. However, it did get very moody, didn't it, in the race last night? And we was expecting a few showers, considering the fact it is silver. And every time Far sets up the lobby, it does seem to rain more often than not, doesn't it? That's probably because he's from Ipswich, and it does rain a lot up in Ipswich as well. Says the guy that's never been up to Ipswich. I think the furthest I've been away from the old Forest Genova is I think was actually up to Leeds. I did go to Torquay as well. Is that further away than Leeds? I'm not too sure, to be honest. 6 months there. Just invalidated his time, so he's going to have another bite of cherry. Kaz, who is on it, well, he's on a lap now as he's run out of battery. Look how dull it's got on the back straight. We have got Vintage, who has found a second, but then that's his outlap actually. So we're going to stick with Tomo for the minute, and as he comes out at turn 15, shamefully enough, he has the default helmet there. New Potato currently on pole position at the moment. Can he stay there? Here comes Tomo across the line, and he has found just under a tenth of a second there, but it's not enough to improve his position. Exactly, look at that, him and Swanshanks there, exactly the same time. It's lucky that Swanshanks didn't have his pancake before this qualifying session. Otherwise, he would have been down in 8th position rather than 7th. Good stuff indeed for Swanshanks. I'm looking for the AlphaTauri. Which AlphaTauri am I looking for? I hear you ask. It's this one, but he has spun the car of Barber. He was, I'm not sure if he's on a quicker lap or not, but he does get out of the way of the Haas car, because it'd be TK who will be one driver I'm interested in if he can. If he can improve, can he do it? And he doesn't do it there. He is not out of the 31s, but he gets second on the grid. And a good 70 then. What about Diamond Dan? Diamond Dan across the line. Diamond Dan does not improve. He's 2/10 of a second down. What about the second Alpine of Vessier? He hasn't set a time then, so Vessier hasn't set a time, unfortunately. What about Vintage there? Vintage is pushing. This could be an improvement. It's a great improvement there for Vintage. Up into 7th in the Williams, and that is exactly what Williams want. And there we have for that. Whilst New Potato's invalidated his time, and I think Kaz is also invalidated as well. So it is New Potato on pole positioning for the French Grand Prix. And I must say, it goes a bit of a damp end there, wasn't it? There? Well, not literally, was it? Well, we hope we don't have a damp end here. Or maybe you do want a damp end. I do like the rain. I like it when it's a varied race, and when it's rain dry, when it's wet dry wet. I do enjoy those kind of races, but then again, I'm an evil Knievel, and the drivers probably don't want to have a wet race, do they? That's New Potato's 6th ever pole position. That's his 5th this season, then. So congratulations to New Potato. And he's very much on fine vessel there. And this race tonight can be an important race for him. We have got rain, actually, talking of which. So it was raining at the end of the session here, but which probably also was a bit dumb then, wasn't it? But it wasn't enough to deter the drivers as much. But a light spit of rain then towards them, but we are not expecting any more weather for the race itself. Rain for the race itself. Don't forget to like, Serious Rush was saying. Very good indeed then. Yes, like, share, and subscribe. Serious Rush was saying, you're not wrong, it always rains, laughed out loud. And good luck, Serious Rush was saying to all the drivers. That's very nice of him. Goodness me, look how close that was there in terms of pole position. I must admit, it was very unknown to me, to be fair there. I didn't realise it was that close, to be honest there, but 4600 a second, less than half a tenth of a second separates the top two. And TK wants to get a win here, doesn't he? And of course, TK is a bit further back in the championship, but he's still got 13 races to go, of course. Brooksy for the win, Percy is saying as well. As a Percy, I think it's normally the Brooksy's a race engineer, and I think it's also vice versa as well. And so them two that usually talk each other through the races, don't they? Which is very good to see that. And of course, an engineer can be very beneficial, can it, in some of the races there? Because when I'm usually sat in the party in silver, normally, as I've been banned from the commentary box on Monday nights, no, I joke. But when I'm sat in the party, like listening to Dan racing, like when Ayrton's usually making a special guest appearance, and then we have Smithy and Farf racing as well. It is very interesting to hear how they talk about the races there, and of course they are giving, and of course they do ask for information, don't they? They ask what's going on then, and of course if one of them's out there, they do provide the other with information as well. So, and I think the Percy will potentially be doing that in this race tonight then for Brooksy, unless Percy decides he's had enough, he might go and watch the football potentially. I don't know. I would never do that, of course, as I'm a professional as always. And then now we're on the formation lap for the French Grand Prix. As I said, it's the last French race that we're going to see for a very long time, I would say. And look at how dull it's got then. Goodness me, it's not. We've had it did get nice and sunny throughout the race in silver, didn't it, last night? But yeah, it's very dull tonight, and we've got a lot of hard tyre runners. We did hazard a guess last night because I think it was all but 3-4 drivers that started on the hard tyres last night. We thought it was something to do with the weather, but it was actually a strategical option there. Serious Masher was struggling to get off the grid, unfortunately. May fall asleep as I've had 3 hours sleep in 34 hours. Goodness gracious me, Percy. I wonder if he's been doing it 24 hours. There isn't 24 hours, but goodness gracious me, Percy. I must say that's not fun when you can't sleep. It's absolutely. It's horrific when you can't sleep. I must admit, I'm short to sleep last one. I haven't listened enough, but watch me short sleep tonight. It is awful when you can't sleep, I must say. Even when you could probably put on an ALR race if you want and try and fall and then try and drift off that way. However, probably not with my gruff also. Maybe on one of our own podcasts as well, which might be interesting. Or not. We're just unfortunate. New Potato is 6th pole position of his career, and he is warming up those tyres. And Dynamite Dan from 4th position is on the medium compound tyres. Swan Shanks scored a hefty result last time, special result of his season last time out. He is on the medium tyres. Soft tyres for Cameron Barber, just like he did in silver last night. Hopefully that is a better rep of the green now for the reserve driver. Duncan Dave also on the medium compound tyres. Let's go through the grid a bit quick then. Vessier in the 17th position, languishing quite the way back at the moment there. We have got Sigismund in 16th, Styles in 15th position, Serious Mushroom in 14th position, sloppy seconds there, very sloppy there, and he spun the car. Kaz in 12th position there, 11th position is Barber, 10th is Duncan Dave. It is very moody out there today, goodness me. Tip Top in 9th position there, Swan Shanks in 8th, Vintage in 7th, Brooksy in 6th position, Echo in 5th, Dynamite Dan in 4th, Burr is Jenner, 2nd is TK, and New Potato is the leader of the pack. Well, he isn't at the moment though, because he's in the midfield there. We have got a wide break to a stop then, as I think that Serious Mushrooms had an issue on the formation lap, but hopefully that's the only issue you'll have then, so we're on board the pole position now. Can't sleep, just work. 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. So when there's race, I have to stay awake with me and I lose sleep. Always worth to hear Sean's voice. Thank you very much, Percy. I'm not sure if it's worth it that much, so my good sir, I think I'd rather sleep. But I'm always on this one, but I do love to sleep. Anyway, but gosh, sir, that's a crazy work schedule, isn't it? I would struggle to work during the nights for a go. No, we're not. And the lights are coming on now. They've come off. They've gone on. And now we're away. And it is going a very gloomy French Grand Prix. Dynamite Dan has had an appalling start and it's dropped down into 6th position. Well, that means that we have got TK taking the lead there, and Jenner almost getting into contact there with the Red Bull. How is everyone? Has everyone got through safely? They have, they have, and they have all behaved themselves into turn 1, but the Alfa Romeo Swanshanks is trying to defend them from sloppy seconds. It's 2 Alpha Tauri drivers. That's a sneak up the inside there from Barber, who is trying to use those soft tires to his advantage then in a very dull opening lap here in Bronze. I don't mean dull in action, I mean dull in terms of the weather. Look at the clouds up in the sky there. And Brooksy is out of the race, and what has happened to Brooksy? And that's almost instantly Brooksy's nightmare season continues, and that is a major blow for the Red Bull driver. Absolute devastation there. Sloppy seconds is off the circuit, and Tomo's off the circuit as well, and Barber. So all 3 drivers had an issue at the chicane there, and it was a very well behaved start up until that chicane, or until the back straight. But Brooksy out of the race there, sick as muck there, using all the track and then some. We didn't rent that part of the circuit, my good sir. But Vessier up the inside of Stalls, who's up in the 10th position at the moment. Brooksy is furious, isn't he? Out of the race, out of the session as well, unfortunately. We didn't see what happened to Brooksy. Time to sleep now then, as Percy said it. And unfortunately for Percy and for Brooks, I don't think they expected an early shower like that. Vessier all over the back of Vintage there. Goodness me, almost going into the back of Vintage as well. That one is completed. TK leads us away with New Potato in 2nd position, with Jenner in 3rd position there. Dynamite Dan jumped down into 6th or 7th 10th, but he's back up in the 5th, and look at these 3 cars there fighting into the chicane in turn 1. Tip Top is in the pits, and that's a spin for Vintage, and I think he got a helping hand into turn 1 there, as the drivers are getting very aggressive on the opening stage of this race, and Tip Top into the pits now, and I think he is going on to the hard tyres, and medium tyres. Kaz is having issues as well, as he is fighting with sloppy seconds. Kaz on the inside, very aggressive overtake there from Kaz, and he is past sloppy seconds then, but I think sloppy seconds may have an advantage down this back straight then, and my goodness me, they're going to have to get their headlights on at this stage, and goodness gracious me, look at the lights there at the top of the circuit then, and they have to illuminate the sky. It is so dull down the back straight at the moment, isn't it? Good heavens there, we are not expecting rain, but I think rain could fall at any minute, to be honest, in Paul Ricard here tonight. Goodness gracious me. Sloppy seconds then, trying to get aggressive here. Then he's using a bit of the urge there, going into Seaton Corner, which I still haven't Googled it, see if that is called Seaton Corner. So, goodness me, prepare to fail. I've done this race 3 times, I still don't know what corner's what. We have got Kaz, who is trying to defend inside here as we come out of turn 13. But look at this, we got some Lionel Stearns going on there. Of course, we had a lot of groups, we had a lot of drivers that broke off in the last night's race, didn't we? In terms of, and sloppy seconds there, having all kinds of issues. Then Barber in 14th position now, as the Aston Martin of Kaz having major issues there, and it's dropped down the order. Sloppy seconds had a bad run into turn 14 and 15, but Kaz had a horrific run out of turn 15 and has lost the position to sloppy seconds, and he is down into 13th position now. That was a great battle. I love that ding dong battle. Jenner currently then, of course, he is homing in on the championship leader. Jenner is that. Remember that he was last week's race winner. In the last 2 races, he has won the race out in Britain and in Austria. We had a sprint race in between that as well, but it's a sprint, it's a race. So the man who's in form is Jenner. He's won 2 of the last 2 Grand Prix that we've had, and the gap in the championship is down to 16 points then, and of course, if it stays as it is at the moment, then quick maths here, this is not going to go well, is it? And the gap will be down to 11 points then in the championship. So Dynamo Dan is going to be feeling the pressure in this championship, isn't it? Then as we do approach half distance in this World Championship, Tip Top is back in the pits again. I'm not sure. We didn't see what happened on the broadcast there, but Tip Top is having an absolute nightmare at the moment. Hats off to Vessi, who's gone at 9th position in that Alpine car. Of course, really good 17th there for the Alpine team. I think he is standing in for Kiki, who's not racing tonight. Then it's Kiki only made his debut in the Alpine team last month in a Silverstone. Across the line once again then, and we're on lap 4 of this race, and TK could have and should have won the Grand Prix in Miami back in round 5 earlier on the season then, and he's been searching for a win ever since, hasn't he, TK? So can today be the day then? Well, they're on the top 3 of Gap in Echo, and the gap is down to 2 seconds, and Jinner is very happy in third position on there, isn't it? With a lovely fish hat with there, so we'll keep an eye on what those guys do, but we're going to just fall back at the moment to Sigismako is all over the gearbox of Styles. Styles at the moment too is knocked up DRS, and DRS is now activated on the back straight and on the start finish straight as well. So that means that the rear wing on these Formula 1 cars, the little letterbox in the rear end, and you'll see it pop up now. There it is, there, as you can see that, and there it is, the rear wing then, the slop gap opens, and you see in the background, sloppy seconds all over the back of Sirius. Mushroom, he is past Mushroom, makes his way up until then finish. Then Mushroom dropped down into 12th. But Mushroom has been very strong in terms of consistency this season, and this might be one race there where he definitely needs consistency to stay out of trouble. And look at this 6-month there. He's got a lot of pace in that Mercedes, hasn't he? He's all over the back. Oh no! And the race leader TK has spun the car at the exit of turn 11, and the race leader, who was looking comfortable, he had a 2.5 second gap, and he is unfortunately lost the lead, down in 7th position. Now he is going to be kicking himself. He is so good in qualifying, but the race trim for TK is really having issues, isn't it, this season now for TK? And he could have and should have probably won at least one, possibly more Grand Prix this season. But again, he's having issues in the race there, and TK has lost the lead. It's not all over yet, though. It's not all over. We've still got pit stops to come. Anything could happen still. Yellow flag as one of the... That's new potato off the circuit. Goodness me. And the race leaders there of Nude and TK. And who is that off in the background? That's Bessie off as well. So there's some wet stuff going on out there. And there's Serious Mushrooms also spun as well. Is there rain falling? I can't see any rain falling, but the cars are just swapping heads here. My word, I guess my voice box. But that's a very unusual circumstance there. We had 3 or 4 cars just spin there. The sun is beginning to burst through the clouds and I wonder if the track temperature is playing havoc on these tyres, you know. And very interesting then, as a lot of the main runners have spun there. And goodness me, it's Stick as Muck there forcing and Styles off the circuit ever so slightly. Well, it looked like it from my angle. Of course, I'm not a steward though, luckily enough, because if I was, I don't think we'll have any drivers then, because I'll be an appalling steward. Bessie there trying to recover as well after a spin. Vintage Drum down into 13th position as well. Serious Mushroom also have an issue that both Haas cars swapped ends on that lap then, which is not good at all. Jenner's now got a 3-second gap then. Jenner is going for 3 race wins in a row for himself for the Alpine then. And if he does win this one tonight, the gap will be down to 6 points. A good manoeuvre there from Bessie. Average in 30th position, passes Vintage, who had a good qualifying, but the race so far has not started off too well, has it? Donovan down 2 seconds away from Echo at the moment, and Echo's about 3 seconds away from Jenner at the moment. Swanshank's 1.2 seconds away, but Swanshank's looking much stronger now. It's pancake powerful Swanshank. Seconds back, back on the inside there. But Sloppy seconds there is going to line him up. He's going to have a much better run out of turn 2 here, and there he goes. But Seconds back there defended for all his worth here. Of course, Seconds back there, one of the most difficult racers, isn't he, to overtake. Tom at tip top is really strong on the back of the field. He's home for a safety car of some kind, but he needs to make sure he doesn't get lapped in this race, otherwise he will struggle. When you get lapped in a league race, it's very difficult to unlap yourself, isn't it? And here comes TK, who was our race leader. He has got all to do now, but he breezes past Duncan Day. For goodness me, not giving him much space there, TK. So giving him a squeeze there for the Aston Martin. As a Cameron, I think that the soft tires are going to start to struggle now then, as he's going up the inside. Goodness me! And I think that might have been a touch too aggressive, and Kaz gets a 10-second penalty for his troubles, which I'm feeling that the stewards may have to take a look at that one. But goodness me, Cameron Barber again very aggressive into the chicane now, and yellow flag is one of the, as Kaz has got a 5-second penalty, as I think he's a bit miffed about that 10-second penalty, and probably miffed about the wild lunge there for Cameron. He was coming back out Kaz, but I think that the move might have been done then. I wonder if he should have had a go maybe at seat corner about a turn 11 potentially. However, I am not a racer. As you would have said, any of you ALR longer time viewers will definitely contest then, or definitely attest, I should say, back in the bronze of season 3, as I almost took out my championship winning teammate Dylan, which I did take out my championship winning teammate Dylan, didn't I? But luckily Dylan was pretty impressive that season. He went on to win the championship even with his teammate. On board with Sloppy Seconds, a late entry into tonight's race. He is in the AlphaTauri, and oh goodness me, they're always having a sniff on the inside of Sick as Muck. Sick as Muck is just about in DRS detection range from Nufte, who was our pole sitter. He's down in 7th position now. TK, another driver who was at the top of the field, is also having issues as well in this session so far. So we're coming down the back straight then. There is the AlphaTauri, Sloppy Seconds, and right behind us then. But Sick as Muck is not going to be defended well now, because I think that we need to turn our attention then to the former pole sitter, Nufte. That's the 6th pole position of his career in bronze, the first ever bronze world champion. And goodness me, we've got some yellow flags there. I think it's the McLarens, isn't it? I don't know what I'm looking at there, because I thought I seen something. I think I was watching this battle in the corner of my eye, and here's Sloppy Seconds and having a look there, but Sick as Muck there is not going to yield them, but he is out of DRS now. However, that was McLaren and Tomo getting out of the way, and good stuff there from Tomo. It's going to be very painful. The Sloppy Seconds has got some major problems then on that car and keeping it in a straight line. Swanshanks' great start to this race, and he's still carrying on with the momentum in the Alfa Romeo, doing a great job. Swanshanks is tonight, as I mentioned, pancake power for the Alfa Romeo. He is dropped down to 5th position. TK has got a lot of pace, hasn't he, at this stage? And Duncan Dave, another driver like Swanshanks, had a difficult start to the season. However, we're only approaching half distance, and there is a championship. Barber, I think those soft tires are screaming for Barber. I wonder if it might be an opportunity to come to pits. Tom and Tip Top out of the race, and I think that's a pitting quit there. However, he was a lap down. Unfortunately, he had a major issue at the opening stages, didn't he, Tom and Tip Top? And unfortunately, it was just snowballing out of control, wasn't it? Vintage got past Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom struggling for pace at the moment now, of course. Serious Mushroom has been very much a top 10 contender for most of the season. However, tonight he is struggling now with that pace on the last car. And my word there, and Duncan Dave and New Potato then getting very close together there. And I'm thinking that Duncan Dave was not too appreciative of the move there for New Potato, and probably run him out of road there, didn't he? There is both drivers are getting very aggressive down the back straight. New Potato all over the back of the moment. We've also got sloppy seconds all over the back of Sick and Smuck as well. Barber has got a 3-second penalty for his troubles, and 2 cars have got penalties of Kaz and Barber. Unfortunately, the 2 drivers in the back of the field, but they've had a very adventurous start, and those 2 drivers at the back of the field. I think Barber should be in the pits this lap then, because those soft tires are really screaming, and they're at the edge of their limit now. I wonder if Barber can go into the hard tires in the race then, and try a very long undercut then. But I think that the longer he stays out, the less and less likely that undercut is going to happen. This battle with sloppy seconds and Sick as Mug is now merged into a battle between I say, goodness me, we've got Swanshanks, Duncan Dave, New Potatoes, Sick as Mug, and Sloppy Seconds are all in line or stern of each other. New Potato then in second position, then to say he was not expecting this kind of battle. New Potato was he? And just on board now in sloppy seconds is who is that? No, Sick as Mug has got past. He's got a 3-second penalty as well. Look at this as the Aston Martin is trying to defend them, but he's going to really hurt his momentum down the back straight. And here comes New Potato. Look at this, he's edging closer. Look at the red light flash now as he is derating the Aston Martin here as he's up the inside of the chicane. And let's see that, and that's a bit more comfortable. Oh goodness me, that contact, they've come together now. And they just seem to be magnetised to each other. And now here is Sick as Mug. Oh my goodness gracious me! Look at this, and they're all over the back of each other on the outside into scene corner here. Contact, and New Potatoes off, and he's in the wall. He is out of the race now, and a humongous smash there for the Red Bull driver for the first ever bronze champion. It's a safety car here. And all that came from that from the issues at the chicane now. New Potato having a difficult race is out of it, and that is a humongous smash there from New Potato. That was horrific then. Unfortunately, I went off board momentarily. Drive-through penalty for Barber for speeding under a safety car. Unfortunately, that's a slam dunk. But goodness me, a New Potato out of the race. Jinner has stayed out. Jinner has stayed out then. He is the only driver to stay out here. And I'm thinking, is that a mistake there? Kaz has got a 5-second penalty as well. Echo might be in the box seats here, but the question is, can the medium tyres go to the end of the race? And we're on lap 10 out of 27 there. And now out of the pits comes Echo. I think Serious Mushroom has stayed out of the pits as well. He has, you know. I'm thinking that's a mistake for not coming to the pits then. And for God bless my cotton socks there. Liverpool 1-0 up as well. That's not part of the plan, Murphy is saying. Airplane crash was always going to happen. Murphy was saying as well between New Potato. It was getting very saucy, wasn't it? Down from the chicane and up to the very fast kick of seat corner. So only 2 drivers not pitted or not come into the pits under the safety car here. That is the race leader, Jinner. That is also Serious Mushroom in third position as well. But I think those 2 drivers are going to be very concerned about that. And TK is onto the soft tyre here. Interesting strategy. I don't think the soft tyres are lasting too long around this circuit. I'd say about 5 to 7 laps, and I think Barber did about 8 laps in there, didn't he? In the AlphaTauri. But I'm not surprised about the soft tyres going on there. Echo is in prime position on this. I don't think Echo has ever won a race in bronze, has he? So this could be a prime opportunity now for Echo, who's having a sterling season in bronze this season, isn't he? And yes, can he improve? I think his best result is third. I think that's me doing it about me standing in front of me, mainly because as Thomas after such there, unfortunately had a bit of a nightmare, hasn't he? Tom out of the race for Brooksy. New Potatoes, a nightmare race for the Red Bull team, isn't it? Unfortunately, no points there for the Milton Keynes outfit. Well, I'm loving the fact that Liverpool's winning up. I into the pit, and Jenner's got a 5-second penalty, and I wonder what, I think that Jenner must have missed it by the minutest of margin when the safety car came out. Serious Motion decided not to be, get stacked up, but that might have cost him as well. But it's a 5-second penalty for Jenner, which he can take under the next pit stop he has, or he can take it, or he'll have it added on at the end of his race time. But that's a major blow for the race leader, and this has very much thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, and a serious pressure out of the pits there. Behind it, Kaz is also in the pits as well, and here he comes then, Kaz then. And so the safety cars out there. We didn't have no safety cars at all last night. We had, I think we had 2 in gold, didn't we? As unfortunately Vesley found an issue at the end of the pit lane, and I can't know what the other safety cars were, but yeah, a horrific shunt for both Red Bulls, and I feel that there is going to be some words exchanged then with New Potato, potentially with Duncan Dave, and then of course going into the seat corner as well, as they were very much bashing wheels out. I'm not sure if it was Sick as Smoke, Sloppy Seconds, or whoever, but yes, all 4 cars were very much getting very close together, weren't they? And unfortunately 3 into 1, well, 4 to 1 doesn't go through that corner. Goodness me, let them 3 or 2. I think it's 1 at a time through there. Well, it can be 2 at a time, but you've got to be very brave. But fortune does favour the brave, doesn't it? Unfortunately, on this occasion, the fortune didn't shine down on New Potato. That's the Grand Prix. We've got 14 cars remaining out of the 17 that started. No numbers tonight. I think that's probably maybe down to the French Grand Prix. Maybe down to the fact that some drivers are probably still on holiday as well. Then maybe because a week break definitely threw me off. Of course, I must say. So safety car's out still, and I think that we might have 1 more lap behind the safety car with Kaz going on to the soft tire. Same with TK as well. I'm not surprised. I'm a bit unsure about this soft tire strategy. You know, says the guy who has absolutely no idea what's going on. Controller keeps pausing the game, Serious Mushroom is saying. That is his lack of pace issue for Serious Mushroom. And that is a big blow indeed. That Serious Mushroom does have a steering wheel now, doesn't he? But I don't think he'll be able to set it up now. But that is what Serious Mushroom's issue is. And I'm hoping that he can get that sorted, because that is really painful indeed. That when you do pause it under a league race circumstance, what happens is the AI will take over, but the AI is considerably slower than these drivers. So Serious Mushroom very much fights with one hand tied behind his back. Or in this instance, the Bulls better keep going on. 2-0 Liverpool. Mo Salah the goal scorer. As Cass got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think he got too excited about Liverpool being 2-0 up. I certainly have. And I think I was saying too. Do I want to say it too loud, because it's only like, I think it's only been like 17 minutes in the game on it. I don't want to say it too loud, but I think I was saying last night that I wouldn't surprise if Liverpool wins that. Does well in does well against Real Madrid, because it's always the same with Liverpool. They struggle against teams that you would think they would do well at. Another teams teams like Real Madrid, they seem to turn up for, don't they? Cars coming out. Remember though, this is apologies guys. There's a Champions League. When it gets to the big Champions League knockout stage, it's very difficult to ignore, isn't it? And with bronze on and shootout on Champions League night, we're competing against Europeans' best, and not only on the track but also on the TV rankings as well. I'm sure that the Champions League have got the same amount of viewers as we have tonight, as we're just watching Singer's back coming down the back straight then, and I think it's overtaken there. Just watching 3-second penalty left for Stick as drive through penalty for Barbara for being too aggressive there. 15 seconds for Kaz, with 10 seconds of those I think can be removed. And Jenner on 5 seconds as well. Of course, that 10-second penalty came after a bit of a bash there. Dan saying that Real Madrid back pass Courtois with a horrible touch that puts it into the foot of Chase and Mo. I wish they did that when Liverpool was against them in the Champions League final. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. I must admit, ever since the COVID years, I've really struggled to know what's what. Technically, I'm only 32 or 34 this year, because I'm minus 2 years off for the years I've missed in COVID as well. So I might get towards the second half. Perhaps I should have watched the second half, really, because when I do watch Liverpool, they seem to do very well. I did watch them against Newcastle, though, they did well. Anyway, I think the safety car is in now, isn't it? And now we're back race. This one is that was a very timely there for Dan, who is our football reporter tonight. I think it's Jeff Sterling, isn't it? There's usually football bloke on Soccer Saturday. So down's on Jeff Sterling this morning. Out of the final turn, and Echo leads the way. He's done 2 laps on the soft tyres. On the medium tyres. TK is on the soft tyres and attacking the championship leader right from the get-go. Dynamo Dan then keeping out of trouble in the opening stage of this race. And goodness me, that TK is through past the Ferrari, but Dynamo Dan knows that he's on the preferred tyre at this stage, and he can get to the end. The hard to medium tyres, I think, should get to the end. I was quite surprised how far the hard tyre runners went last night. To be fair, Ginner's got past Barber. We've got a great battle between Styles and Vessier for the battle for 8th and 9th position. We're on board now with Styles in the Williams car, as Barber's got a 3-second penalty, getting very aggressive on the opening stage of this race. And goodness me, sick as fuck there, using all the track, and then so we don't rent that part there for 6 months. No DRS yet. It'll be activated at the end of the second lap. Then after the oh goodness me, up the inside there for sick as fuck there, and goodness me, flipping in the bird, I think there sick as fuck was, and Duncan David on the outside, sick as fuck there, coming back on the inside side. Goodness me, contact again then, and sloppy seconds all over the back of these two, and we'd seen what happened before, and this time I think they was all getting through there just about safely. Oh, that's going to be contact. That is contact. Who is it? It's sloppy seconds who's gone around and spun the car. He shot right to the back of the field. Sloppy seconds out there. You felt that gap just closing, ever closing, didn't you? On sloppy seconds, he's dropped to the back of the field. And Ginner up between position now, but remember, Ginner on the medium tires. Ginner also has got a 5-second penalty. You will have a pace advantage over the hard runners out of Duncan Dave and Swan Shanks, who will be on the field. Barber into the pits, and as he's got another 5-second penalty then, as the clouds are beginning to clear, then TK is set the fast on race, followed by Ginner. That's a great lap from Ginner. Vessier just in front of us as well. Vessier is a Super 7 for LP. Of course, Ginner's normal sparring partner in the Alpine, of course, was William then. William, who's I think he's moving out now, isn't he? He's moving accommodation, which means he's had to take a back seat for the rest of the bronze. And so Ginner's normal tag team partner as such, and is no longer racing this season. So he's had Kiki last week, who Kiki will be his full-time partner, full-time teammate going forward. But he's not here tonight, and so he has Vessier. Is Vessier going to let him through? Yellow flag in the background. There's I think that's sloppy seconds. He's had an issue again, and his tires went screaming hot after the incident early on the lap. Then Ginner all over the back of his teammate here. We were surmising whether the Alpines may switch the team, the cars around. That is certainly not the moment. But look, Duncan David's been doing a lot of D-rating there, and Vessier's at the inside, and Ginner's going to try and go up the inside as well. There's some issues for the Aston car. He is on the hard tyres, Duncan Davids, which should get to the end of the race. That's going to be contact between Ginner and Duncan David here, and Duncan David on the inside there. Ginner, remember, is fighting for the World Championship there. Look at Ginner, Duncan David spun the car, and we've also got Sirius Mushroom, who is also fighting with Bitch as well. Sirius Mushroom racer with one hand tied behind his back with his pulse problem. He is in 8th position now, Bitch in 10th, but Kaz is back up into 11th, and Duncan Dave dropping down to 12th position. I think he started that lap in 5th or 6th position. Echo leads TK in 2nd position, and Donovan down in front with Swan Shanks in 4th position. Great drive again there from Swan Shanks. Can he keep it going then? I think Echo is not going to be too concerned by TK. No disrespect to TK, but he is on the soft tyre. He is making it work then, but he has to come into the pits. Well, so there's a question mark about the medium and the hard runners, but I think the soft, I could almost bet my pair of socks that I'm wearing now that TK will have to come into the pits again. The AlphaTauri both in the back of the field then. Bit of a difficult week for the AlphaTauri. They've absolutely dominated the Joy Constructors almost from the get-go this season. They've been really emphatic there right from the get-go in ALR. This has been pretty impressive stuff. However, this race week, they seem to, well, they've dropped 4 points. Well, I think they dropped 4 points in total or something like that, which I said that was a difficult week. But compared to most weeks, they're usually running out in front, aren't they? Here comes Julian. He's alongside Vessier through C corner, and he is through. No, he isn't there. Look, there he is on the inside there. Vessier, who is now down in 7th position there. Of course, Vessier is a super sub, isn't there? So he wants to impress her. He's done a very good job in the 100% league, which is of course on to tomorrow night. But unfortunately, we've got this foolish Ginger again. But I'm hoping to get a Milky Bar at the end of this week then as well. So that's something. 2-1 now with Vicious Jr. scoring a screamer from outside the box. And well then, right. To be honest, I thought it was too good to be true, wasn't there? Unfortunately, that is very disappointing indeed. We're over half distance down this race. What isn't disappointing is Swanshank's absolutely amazing performance so far. New Potatoes left session. He's out the Grand Prix earlier on this race, and Swanshank's dropping down to 5th there. But Swanshanks is on the harder tyre at the moment. He is on the tyre, which is not quick at this moment. TK has had an almighty problem there, and he has dropped, lost 2 seconds here. Serious Mushroom once again with the pulls problem, and you can tell it, can't you, that he's struggling here. Serious Mushroom is there, and that I think that it is so infuriating. It's Serious Mushroom had an issue in Spain as well, didn't he? With issues, and now unfortunately he's got another one here with the pause button. And here's Dynamo Dan. He would like to get past TK quite quickly here. Reason being then it was Sigismund now on his gearbox, or just about in the DRS range. And who is that then? That is Jinner. Oh goodness me, and coming through the inside. He was coming through where Swanshanks liked it or not, and he is having 5th position now. And now Swanshanks is struggling against the medium shod runners then of the 2 Alpines, who are now starting to steam through as well. Sigismund flying up there in the Mercedes at the moment, the only Mercedes at the moment as well. Besser up the inside there. That's an aggressive manoeuvre there. Swanshanks had to bail out. Thank goodness me. And Swanshanks are getting bullied here at this moment in time then. However, he knows he'll have the better tyres then towards the end then. And TK, oh no, it's another spin for the Haas driver, and he's dropped down into 7th position there. However, is it the soft tyres that are just worn off then, I think, for TK, potentially. And yes, he is in the pits now, TK is there, but I thought it was a bit unusual to go on soft tyres, I think, at this stage of proceedings. Around France, unfortunately, it is a brutal circuit when it comes to soft tyres around here, isn't it? Soft tyres don't last too long at all. Echo has now got a 3.5 second lead there, and I think it is time for me to bring up the old stat book. Echo has never won a race, and his best result in bronze was 3rd position, and he has had a pole position. He's had 7 podiums as well in his 20 race starts for bronze, but yes, he is now leading this race, and he is very much, he is in a very good form as well. He's pulling away from the championship leader, which is Dynamo Dan. And Dynamo Dan, I think, will be looking more over his shoulder rather than trying to catch him past Echo. And here comes Sigismund then. Sigismund does have some penalties, so he needs to really start to put in some times and pull away from Dynamo Dan, if he can, of course, though, which is a big if as well. If spelled backwards is F1, as Mary Walker used to say, which I love that. I love that quote. It's brilliant. Dynamo Dan having a sniff then, but no dice then for the Ferrari driver. He needs to stay in the DRS, so doesn't he, of 6 months. That is a crucial part of this Grand Prix, is staying in DRS, and if you stay in DRS, you're going to just be towed along. It's very much like a DRS train. TK has come out on a new, it's on medium tyres now. TK has he's used all 3 types of tyres, which used to be an achievement in one of the older F1 games, so good something there for TK. However, he's not aiming for achievements tonight. He wants some points, TK does, and he was at the sharp end of the field along with New Potato, and both those drivers are having a bit of some difficult issues there. Jinner also trying to recover through the field as well. He is back of him to 4th position, Jinner is, but he does have a 5-second penalty though. The man who's trying to put a squeeze on in the World Championship to Dynamo Dan. Dynamo Dan is just in front of him now. There he is then. Dynamo Dan, of course, he has been such a measured and well-controlled driver this season, and he has had, bearing in mind, I was saying in the interview with Dynamo Dan in the last race, or a couple of races ago, of how much it was reminiscent of Vettel's first full-time season in 2008 with the with the Toro Rosso team. He was, I think, in the first 4-5 races, he was involved in a lot of first corner shunts, wasn't he? Vettel was, of course, in that season he went on to win the Italian Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan would like to win more than the Italian Grand Prix, albeit he is driving the Ferrari this season, but he wants to win the World Championship, and there's this man Jinner, who certainly wants to win it as well. And all over the back of his championship rival on there, and there is Sigismund just in front of us as well. Look at these 3 cars. Lionel Stone and Vesser's having a superb run as well, and one of these Barbaroos spun at the exit of turn 9 there, no, 7 I should say, and having a few gremlins in the AlphaTauri in the back of the field. TK has got past, but he's 10 seconds away from sloppy seconds, who is in drop position, but he's TK will be very quick going to the end of the medium time, but I don't think he's going to be able to reel in the time that he's lost. Sigismund has actually reeled the gap in front of us down by 3/10 seconds since we last looked at that. So Echo then is going to be concerned for that with just 10 laps to go now. But oh no, Vince is in that position. Hopefully he can get back in, because he's in a very strong 8th position. There's Styles, who's done a really good job in the last couple of races, but his been either all or nothing for Stars, hasn't there? Very much jackpot or bankruptcy there for the Williams driver for Stars. And as he has even got points or retired from the race. Vintage has dropped down. Serious Russian back into 8th position now. Serious Russian would love to get points, I would say, albeit with that technical gremlin he's got on there. It's absolutely difficult stuff. The Cars and Vintage are flicking positions there, but that's because Vintage has left the session. And look at this on the Ferrari. Look at he's pushing him out onto the back straight there. And the Ferrari of Dynamite down then is really struggling there. Look at this. Jenner is all over the back of the Ferrari. And the championship protagonist going wheel to wheel into that down the back straight. And Vintage is back in the session. Contact. And Jenner and Dynamite down has made contact there. And goodness gracious me, it's a pinch zone into that chicane there. And Jenner's dropped down into 7th here. Oh my goodness gracious me. And of course, we've seen the championship rivals on gold there come to blows then, and we've seen it again tonight on Tuesday. Goodness gracious me. And there is definitely going to be some afters, I think, and it is going to be a tense affair in that driver paddock, I think, at the end of this one. And it's been most of the week as well. Good heavens, gap is down to 3 seconds now. Sick as Mud does have the pace there. Jitter's off again. Oh no, Jitter's off again. And it is snowballing out of control for the man who's second in the championship. It's a horrific day for all the championship protagonists here. Apart from Donovan Danny won't be able to extend his lead when all said is done, but they've still got about 7 laps to go. Serious Bush there, line it up and knocking it out the park. Now up into 7th position, passes Kaz, but he's back in the session. Hopefully he can stay in the session now, as he seems to be on a bit of a wobbly then. Kaz is dropping back down to 8th position now, but Kaz with a lot of penalties. I think that one of those penalties might be removed then, but I should not really be second guessing the stewards on that one, should I? However, I still have a feeling it'll be or maybe I'm just hoping. Vessier then all over the back of Dynamite Dan. Dynamite Dan is harvesting because he's got literally no. Oh my goodness me, he's literally got no deployment. And Vessier, this is his best resort or his best performance in the ALR Championships at the moment. Is he doing a great job indeed? Kaz has got past Serious Mushroom, and Kaz up into 7th position, Mushroom down into 8th. I think Vintage is still ghosting on it. Can he get back in pronto before Duncan Dave passes him? We'll keep an eye on that then. And look at this, the gap in the front. It's now 3 seconds still then. Now can Echo hold his nerve? I don't think Sick as much. I think that he was close, wasn't he? A few races ago to winning this race, but unfortunately he didn't get the job done. But he was a very close second position in the British Grand Prix. I think it was his first and only podium so far. But he's really hunted down. But he does have a 6-second penalty, I should say, a 6-second penalty for Sickers Mug. I think that might be a bit too far out of reach and potential. But this could be a great day for Echo here. But let's see how it goes. And Dynamite down across the line. He is the highest driver on the hard tyres now. Can the hard tyres start to come into their own? I think mediums are still the better tyre at the moment. And a great performance there from Starzhead, who's in 5th position with Swanshanks in 6th as well. Those drivers are absolutely driving a superlative Grand Prix this week, which is really good stuff to see them both high up the order. Hopefully they can stay there. But I didn't say anything more than that because I don't want to jinx give them the commentator's curse. Jinner's come out on the soft tyres, and so Jinner trying to get fast lap now. TK is homing in on a sloppy seconds, and the gap is down from 10 seconds down to 6 seconds over the last couple of laps to the yellow flag. As Barbara now, who is pushing to try and get that fast lap, I think he pushed too hard, and because of that he has spun the car. Jinner's got a 3-second penalty, Barbara's got a 10-second penalty for recovering. Now I think that might be we did see it on stream now. And then look at Bessier up the inside. Donovan done that, eases off the throttle, and the Vintage has left the session again. Then I think the Vintage would be happy when this race is over. I think that Barbara's retired from the session now, out of the race, and Sloppy Seconds got a 3-second penalty as well, down to 13 riders here. And Kaz dropping down into 8th position now. Back to this battle here. The gap is down to 2.3 seconds, and Echo's lost 7/10 of seconds since we last checked in with the race leader. Good heavens! This could be this one could get this could get very frightfully close and towards the end. There's probably 6 laps to go in this one. Remember though, the Sick as Monk does have a 6-second penalty, which could be a problem then. And who's that coming on the pits? And I think that's the AlphaTauri. Both AlphaTauris are not scoring here tonight. Then that's not going to hurt them too much, the joint constructors. I think that but I know that basically the AlphaTauri can probably not score for the whole of the Hungarian and Belgian weeks. And it's still been the sorry, they can probably not score in the Dutch Grand Prix as well. Of course, that is our next 3 races in the championships. Of course, the 100% league will be just a race in front of us, so it gives us a lovely preview of what's to come, which I do like about the 100% league. Then just get as fast as the race. I'm trying to get a salvage point in for the Alpine team. The other Alpine Vestiaire is fine, not in for a position there. Alpine then, who've done really well in the constructors this season. Kaz and Cirrus Mushroom having a ding dong of a scrap here tonight, and they've brilliant driving between these two. Cirrus Mushroom and Kaz, and of course they're usually regular commenters in the stream. Well, now they're regular superstars in this stream as well. And look at this, he's going on the inside. And oh goodness me, there, and Kaz giving him just about a racing room there. He's having a look up the inside there, but Cirrus Mushroom gets the position, and Kaz is down into a position. Both lights are flashing quite precariously there. Echo, the gap is down to 1.8 seconds there. Sick as Muck, though. This is the mission for Sick as Muck. He has to catch, he has to pass the race leader. There they are, just in front of us there. As we had a lovely long shot here. There they are, just in front of us. So Echo, of course, so what needs to happen here? 6 Muck needs to catch, he needs to pass, and then he needs to find 6-second gap then, unless Echo gets a penalty of his own for him to win this race. And so we could have, we got the top 3 are all going for their first ever race win here. This is fantastic tonight for Bronze, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed. The driver of the day nominations, Echo, Dynamo Dan, and Styles, which I don't think I've done the driver of the day nominations at all this week, which is a shocking behaviour indeed. As I said, with Alex in Switzerland there, I've just been too laid back, haven't I? Goodness gracious me. Shocking behaviour indeed then. But at the moment, no, as we got sloppy seconds getting past Vintage there. Vintage is not in the session at the moment. I hope that he gets back in fairly soon, because it's Kaz and Cirrus Mushroom once again they're getting past each other. Cirrus Mushroom dropped down to 8th position. And look at Dynamo Dan all over the back, all over the gearbox of Alpine Vestiaire. And my goodness me, remember an airplane crash there just a few laps ago. Sloppy seconds and Vintage are swapping positions here. So we got some great battles at the moment out there. Gap at the front is 1.2 as Echo has stabilised the gap ever so slightly here. Ever so slightly. Back on board with Dynamo Dan now. And into the pits comes Vestiaire. So that's a surprise. Why is he in the pits then? So the man who's third in this race has had some issues then. And I don't know what these issues are then. And the Alpine driver in the pits. And this is a major problem for Alpine and a major blow for the for the constructors leaders then. And he's on the soft tires. It's a strategical call for Vestiaire. He was, and I'm surprised he's in the pits here. Because I think that I'm quite surprised. I'm a bit lost of words really, to be honest, with that one. I'm very surprised indeed for Vestiaire. Both Alpines are down in length for 30th. They're going to be vying for the fastest lap, but they're going to be disappointed with that then, because that podium has got away from Vestiaire unless he had a slow puncture of some kind. I'm not sure why he came into the pit. I know that the medium tires done 14 laps around here, but they should be able to get to the end then. They're going to be past the sell-by date as such, but they should be enough then to get them to the end of this race then. Oh my golly gosh then. Cirrus Mushroom's over a second back now from Kaz. He just about got into the DRS detection zone there, but Cirrus Mushroom then not all over the gearbox like it was in the past couple of races, in the past couple of laps there. So that's I'm not sure what happened to Cirrus Mushroom, but he is now gaining back on him down the back straight then as well. Second between Echo and 6 Muck, as I mentioned them 4 laps ago. Echo does have a 3-second penalty at the moment. 18 seconds of penalty now for Kaz. I think that's going to cost him quite dearly. Because that's still 8 seconds worth of penalty, which I think is going to be quite much, you know. TK has got to the back of Vintage. You might be able to salvage a point here. Look at Kaz going right to the inside there. So he's got no straight line speed, Kaz. And what's happened to the Aston Martin? Has he used up too much juice on the back straight? Potentially. And oh goodness me, they're very close there for the Cirrus Mushroom. Oh, I've swallowed me tongue. Cirrus Mushroom up the inside. Kaz has still got the position. My goodness gracious. And this driver today has come out then. Echo's got 2 votes so far. Dan Murphy is up. Oh, guys, I take my off the race. Dan Murphy then. Real Madrid getting into this game now. And they're looking dangerous. Still 2-1 Liverpool then. Thanks, Jeff. Brilliant stuff indeed then. However, it's not brilliant stuff because Real Madrid you don't want Real Madrid to look dangerous at all, do you? Personally. Well, I certainly don't. Anyway. And Kaz, I think, is also looking dangerous on Serious Rush and then up the inside. TK, oh goodness me, we thought he might get a point in this one. He has had issues out and is spun to the back of the field. TK and Jinner was drivers at the sharp end of the field in this one. And was at the sharp end of the field then, and goodness me, TK's dropped down the order, and Dan has just ruined my night, so thank you very much. As Alison has made a howler, just like the Wolves game, and that is really impressed me. But luckily, I'm commentating on ALR, so my depression is going to turn to ecstasy for the ecstasy. Yeah, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. But my depression is going to turn to happiness for the next 3 laps or so, as this is going to be a barnstormer of a finish here tonight in the French Grand Prix. Stalls is. I think he might have to find a second if he wants to get in front. Jitter's got a 3-second penalty. Sloppy seconds and Duncan David fighting on the back straight. Oh, I think it's on the finish straight actually. Sloppy seconds are an issue actually. And is dropping down the order. Vessier back into 9th position now. Echo knows it. To be honest, Echo I think is going to be quite relaxed to be honest, because he has a 6-second buffer, whatever happens because of that 6-second penalty from the Mercedes driver. And here he comes in. Echo I think has been driving a very measured and controlled racer. Very mature drive from Echo. Sigismund takes the lead of the French Grand Prix. However, like in the Japanese Grand Prix, it is going to be about time here, isn't there? Because of course Sigismund has a 6-second penalty, but Echo is not having it, and he's going back up the inside here. He's going to have a look at the seat corner here. Is he going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit? I'm hiding. He is. He's up the inside. He takes the lead again into the French Grand Prix. And so, oh goodness me, there's a puncture. There's a puncture for Sigismund. He's got a puncture. And goodness me, is Vessier's, is that because the tyres have been too far gone here? And Donovan Dan is coming back into this race as well. It's a puncture for the Mercedes driver. He's done 16 laps along with the drivers around him. Oh my goodness me, there is action at the end of this one. Oh golly gosh then. And is the medium tyres going to hold off for the rest of the drivers here? So 16 laps for Echo, 16 laps for Stars as well. Can they get to the end of this race then on these tyres? Oh my goodness gracious me, we've got to keep an eye on that then. The Sigismund is going to be devastated, and he's struggling to get into the pit lane here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yellow flag in 3. That is for Sigismund. He's trampling down the order then. And what about Echo? Echo then, this is the battle for the lead then with 1 lap to go. Dynamo Dan then. I gotta say then that Echo's pace has been decreasing, but Dynamo Dan is all over the back foot now then. And Dynamo Dan, this is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Not only the lead, this is for the race win as well, as he's now on the inside, on the outside I should say, of the Alfa Romeo. And Dynamo Dan takes the lead of the French Grand Prix on the last lap, and Echo's heart will be plunged into his boots here. Oh goodness me, and what an absolute devastation for Echo. He was leading majority of the race there, and he was just 1 or 2 laps short here, wasn't he, from an absolute historic Grand Prix for Echo. But Dynamo Dan, of course, has called the strategy perfectly today, or just about perfectly. Is leading this race and on the last lap, the lap that matters the most, then comes into the final couple of turns now. Dynamo Dan then, who is looking all bleak there, but this race he did not get involved in any shenanigans, and he is going to win the French Grand Prix on the final lap here. What an incredible end to this race, and Dynamo Dan wins the French Grand Prix in incredible circumstances here then. Echo, what an incredible drive there for Echo, and and I think that he is going to be absolutely devastated, isn't he, with that there, because he was leading majority of the race here. And wow, what an incredible end. And then Echo second today, then Styles on the podium. Well done to Hungry Styles, and a brilliant performance for the Williams driver. And 80 and Sigismund, they must have been really pushing on those soft, on those medium tires, and he had a puncture with just a few laps to go. Vintage, I don't think is in his car, so if he's not in his car, then the drivers of Kaz, Sloppy second, and TK will move up the order. I would hazard a guess that TK, who is coming out of the final turn. Is coming out of the final turn in 11th position with Sigismund in 12th position and Jinner in 13th. And Jinner, who was very much in the box seats about half distance in this race, will be getting absolutely nothing there. And what an incredible race win it was for Dynamo Dan. An absolute, he'll be loving that. Only brilliant stuff indeed there from Dynamo Dan. And that is Dynamo Dan's third Grand Prix win of his career in a bronze as well. And he extended the championship after what was. I thought it was going to be a race where he was going to lose going to be decreases in the championship, but instead he extends it by quite a handsome margin as well. With his rivals having issues tonight there. Dynamo Dan, I think was the Division 6 HDE champion last season, and goodness me, he is on top form in the bronze championship as well. So as much as Alistair Becker's made the drive of the day, to us, I feel very hard. I think Stolz is going to feel hard done by as well, as he has got no votes at all, even though he got a podium here tonight. We've got Dynamo Dan on 43% and Echo on 57% as well. Goodness gracious me! What an incredible end that was then to the race here tonight. That was a superlative race indeed, wasn't it? But there is the final classification then from the French Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan his third race win of the season and extends us in the World Championship. He robbed Echo on the last lap, didn't he? Goodness gracious me! Echo was half a lap away from his first ever Grand Prix win. That is his best result of his career, but he is going to be devastated with that, I'm sure. Styles in third position, his best result of his career. Styles, as I said, it's phenomenal feast for the Williams driver. Recently, he's been fantastic, fabulous form, and now he's third. Swanshanks, his best result of his season as well, in fourth. Brilliant drive from both Alfa Romeos. That is important indeed. Then in fifth position is Serious Mercer with that technical gremlins. How he still finished fifth there with his car kept pausing. Duncan Dave in sixth. Good drive from Duncan Dave. Vessier, I wonder what could have been if Vessier didn't pit there, but he's seen the issues with the medium tyres perhaps there. Vintage in 8th position there, he got a 30.7, that is the all-time lap record around here. Goodness me, Vintage is flying. He wasn't in his car though, so that needs to be, I think that might be contested then. Kaz in 9th position there, 10th position is Sloppy seconds there, TK in 11th for Jinner in 12th, and Sigismund in 13th position. Retirements is Barber and New Potato, TK, Tomo and Brooksy all retired them from the French Grand Prix. And Dynamo Dan, goodness gracious me then, with just half a lap to go, you took the lead then. You was on the hard tyres out. You seem to be settling for a position. Or was that me just not knowing what's going on?
Wow, what a race that was. Yeah, to be fair, I thought they were getting away from me, but I think it was Echo and Sigismund got into a bit of a tangle. And I don't know if the tyres just fell off a cliff at that point, and the hard tyres helped me a lot towards the end, because I seemed to lose pace on them, but then all of a sudden I started gaining it towards the last 2 laps.
I was mentioning in the comms box as well that sorry, I was reading a serious message there. I was mentioning in the commentary box as well about this is the first race I think where you wasn't involved in any shenanigans and you got the Grand Prix win in the end as well. How difficult has it been to try and get through the first lap without any skirmishes? Because that surely has been playing on your mind, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime someone comes up against you on a corner, you're kind of scared for your life that they're not going to back out, or you're just going to accidentally collide. And this is the first time in a couple of races now. So yeah, every time I was going around the corner, I was just kind of praying a little bit that no one would touch me and spin me round. But yeah, somehow this race I got around the first bend all right.
And about halfway through that race, I was surmising that you was going to be losing your advance in the championship league, potentially down to 11 points with Jenner steaming through the field on those medium tyres. But what was your feelings halfway through that race? Then was you concerned by what was going to happen in that second half of racing? Because it wasn't looking too good, was it?
Yeah, everyone was catching me. I had a good qualifying, and I had good pace, but then in the race, I just couldn't get rid of the people behind me. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Hungry Styles. It might have even been Echo at one point. and they were just catching me. I know Swanshanks was really hard to get off my back, but eventually the pace came back a little bit, and then started to catch very late towards the end.
And of course, you have extended your lead in the championship. Then we're at the halfway distance now. You have been saying in the past couple of interviews then that you feel you're going to be caught then. But races like today, where you're just keeping at it. Do you think that you've realistically got a chance then?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a couple of people that I got a chance, and like I say, every time I'm not the quickest, but I aim to pick up points every race. I think Silverstone was a big hit of not finishing, but I try and just at least get some decent points every race.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Donovan Dan. A great driver. No, it's your third race win of the season. Magnificent stuff indeed. Coming to Echo now. That this is your best result of your career, but I think it's bittersweet, isn't it? There with just half a lap to go. Donovan Dan pinched that lead off you down the back straight. I must say that you're going to be surely feeling that today.
Yeah, I just put in Discord chat that I legit want to cry. I thought I was going to cry coming across the line. Like you say, I was half a lap away from actually winning my first ever race here in ALR, and what could possibly be my last league racing season would have been a fitting way to have done it. But I'm still happy with second. You know, it's still points, something that I don't really expect to do in league racing. But yeah, I'm still disappointed.
Did you and Six Muck have a bit of a tango, because you two were very close then? I must admit my attention was diverted by Cirrus Mushroom and Kaz having a ding dong down the back straight as well. Did you come to blows then? Because you seemed to lose an almighty amount of time, or was you both struggling on the tyre wear?
I know that I was struggling on the tyre wear. He was definitely catching me, and I was just going to let him take the lead because he had 6 seconds anyway. Penalty. I'm not too sure. I don't know if we did make contact. He put into Discord chat just now or earlier saying that he had a puncture, so that might have been it. Obviously, if there was contact made, I'll hold my hands up. I was just concentrating on just getting to the finish line. But the tyre situation didn't help either. There was like 70% worn on the fronts, so it was really difficult to try and turn in. And then, of course, the last couple of laps was just... Oh, it was torture. It really was. I was expecting the tyres to go at any second. And thankfully, they didn't, but they could have just been a lap fresher and probably would have won.
Yeah, talking to the tyres as well then, your Sickers Muck was absolutely hunting you down. Was you concerned about tyre wear and that you were just pacing yourself halfway through the race? Was you just pacing yourself looking at the tyre wear?
Yeah, I was pretty much keeping an eye on what the others were doing, especially those on mediums. If they would have pitted, I would have pitted at the same time. Gone on to either another set of mediums or gone on to softs. But I noticed that no one was really pitting, so I was like, right, I've got to try and conserve my tyres as much as possible, which was, of course, losing quite a lot of time towards the back end of the race. So, yeah, I didn't expect to go like 15, 16 laps on the mediums, but wow, it was stressful, let's put it that way.
Goodness gracious me, it's stressful for us in the commentary box as well. Well done, Echo. Well done, Donovan Dan. And well done to Stars as well, also getting his first podium of his career. And that is going to be it for the French Grand Prix for ALR for the foreseeable future anyway. But tomorrow night, I think it's the Hungarian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, you've got me again. So a quadruple Ginger Rage, unfortunately, this week. So yes, we'll be doing 100% around Hungary, 70-odd laps then. So that is going to be a brutal race indeed for the drivers. Thank you very much for joining us for this French leg of the World Championship. We're halfway through now, season 8 of ALR, and goodness me, the championships are very much hanging in the balance then. Both championship protagonists came to blows here, like they did in the Gold Championship as well. Oh, it's all set up for what's going to be a